guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and in this video I'm going to tell you why I sold my Mclaren 570s. Remember, if you like what you see on the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, hit the notification bell. Like and share this video so our channel can grow, and as always, leave a positive comment below. Alright, so the Mclaren 570s was definitely my dream car. I've owned over 100 cars and driven over 600 cars since this channel started about 3 years ago. And the Mclaren 570s was probably one of the best cars I ever drove. It was an attainable dream car for me. I had a lot of cars that went up in value, and I was able to sell those cars and use those profits to buy a certified pre-owned Mclaren 570s. Now the one I have is the one you're looking at here. This had an original sticker of about $245,000, $250,000. So the first owner lost big, lost over $100,000 in depreciation, about $120,000 I think in depreciation. And for only putting 3,000 miles on the car, some ridiculous thing like that. Now again, they probably didn't pay full sticker price. I'm sure you can walk into a McLaren dealer and get a substantial savings over sticker. Especially when I bought the car, they had depreciated a lot because the 600 LT was out, so a lot of people were trading in their 570s, and I bought it at the end of the year, so I essentially got like the winter discount, and I got a full 2-year warranty from McLaren. Now for McLaren, to keep that warranty, I think you have to get an annual service done at the dealer. My car had the real sticky Corsa tires, which only last about 3,000 miles, but I drove that car over 5,000 miles. And, you know, I didn't beat on it, but the tires were still in pretty good shape. Maybe the rears were getting a little worn, but they probably still had a couple thousand miles on them. I didn't beat on the car or anything like that. It was a joy to drive. Why I picked this car, so other cars I had looked at before I bought this car was the Lamborghini Gallardo, the Lamborghini Huracan, which is that we have a video review on this channel, the Ferrari 458, and the Ferrari 488, which we have a video of me driving Rob Peretti's 488 Spider. Now the 488 is too expensive. That was like $400,000, so not happening. I love the Huracan, and that was a real close second to the McLaren. Just from the sound, normally acid V10, it's still going to cost you over 200 grand. Maybe you can get one used now for 180, 190. But you know, you can have a very similar experience in the Audi R8 V10. Again, same engine, almost the same horsepower, for a lot less money. I did not consider an R8 at the time. I had not actually driven one, and they were still too new, the newer ones with the engine from the Huracan, so they were still depreciating. I did afterwards, when I had the McLaren. Originally, I think I was going to sell it for an R8 V10 manual. So I like the McLaren the best out of all those cars. Why did I choose it over the Ferrari 458? Well, the 458 I could afford was probably going to be around in 2011. That was similar price to the McLaren 570s used, maybe even a 2010 model. And they made a lot of improvements over the years on the 458, especially the 2012 models. The dual clutch got a lot better. So the 2011 I test drove, that was actually more than the 570s I wound up buying. The transmission wasn't that great. It was state-of-the-art when it came out in 2010, 2011, but compared to my 2017 570s, it was no contest. I also really love the rear drive nature, just like the Ferrari or the 570s. I love the hydraulic steering. I love the look of the McLarens. I love the gull-wing doors. So I'll tell you the stuff that's wrong with the McLaren, but I want you to know I really love that car and I would buy one again. I may buy it a little differently than I did this time, and I'll explain why in the videos, a couple issues that I had with it and why ultimately I decided to sell it. Now again, it was a dream car. I enjoyed every second. Exotic car ownership may not be my forte. It attracted a little too much attention. I like having, you know, the star car at Cars and Coffee or going for a drive with my friends, but I can tell you it attracts a lot of attention, not necessarily negative or positive, but people follow around, take your picture, you go to get gas, people are always going to ask you questions, and sometimes you just want to drive and you want to be bothered. So it may look good with all your friends and stuff like that, but regular people, normal people, not car enthusiasts who spend their money on cars like me, you know, you get a lot of attention, unwanted attention. So I can't say I had any negative attention. Maybe the only negative attention I got is every diesel pickup truck with big wheels and lift kits wanted to race me, which I don't understand, because obviously those are cool trucks, certainly for sure, and they can be very fast in a straight line, faster than you think, but you know, they can't keep up with a McLaren on the turns of the highway exit ramps, so I don't know why they would try to. But anyway, so that's one issue for exotic car ownership. Honestly, I always dreamed since I was a little kid of having an exotic car. and this was before really McLaren was even out, not counting McLaren F1 because I knew I couldn't afford that. So with the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis, I knew that was always going to be out of my price range. A new car, maybe I can get a used one. It was a different experience than I thought. You think exotic car is going to be great. You're going to drive it all the time. Like I always said when I got the Mclaren 570s, I'm even going to go out for milk and I'm going to use it all the time. Problem is, first world problem, that car is going to be garaged. It's going to be in maybe climate controlled storage. You got to get the car or move it out of your garage, move cars around. And obviously it's very low to the ground, so potholes and speed bumps. The last thing you want to do is crack a wheel. And the wheels were very sturdy. I never had a problem. Or get a flat tire or something like that. It attracts a ton of attention. When you're driving, everybody's filming you with the car phones. So if you did something stupid like high speed or weaving out of lane, somebody's going to have that on camera. So you would never want to do that. I just like, for me, I just like $50,000 cars with manual transmissions. They hold their value like my BMW 1M. They go up in value like my 1M or my Clown Shoe. And they're fun to drive. And the appreciation pays for all my running costs, insurance, any maintenance or repairs to keep that car going. Exotic car, unfortunately, and this is not like a McLaren thing, but any of the exotic cars do the opposite. They keep going down in value and probably will depreciate another 100 grand if you keep them long enough. So now the car was very reliable. I had a reliable. I could tell you there were two things on that car and neither one really bothered me, but they were back and forth to the dealer, and unfortunately the dealer wasn't able to fix it. Is one, I kept having a like a flat tire light saying that the sensor wasn't working in the tire, and I'm sorry, it was a parking sensor, forgive me. And they said it had something to do with the lights, and they replaced my lights, and I also had an airbag recall which they replaced, and the dealer did a fantastic job doing that. McLaren in Bergen County, they were phenomenal with their service. But that light issue that kept beeping all the time, especially when I was backing up or somebody got close to me in the street, never went away and was to the dealer 3 times. So again, nothing that I would not enjoy driving the car. And the other issue was at lights, for some reason, some kind of stuff on the McLaren interferes with the signals of traffic lights, and it beeps constantly when you're at a traffic light. Sounds like your backup sensor, but it doesn't stop. But again, nothing that would enjoy the car. So if I had to buy an exotic car again, it would definitely be a McLaren. Unfortunately, just like all exotic cars, newer exotic cars, they keep depreciating like crazy. I still think the car I had, 2017 McLaren 570s, is a fantastic buy, and I highly recommend buying it. The way I would buy it is from a dealership with a warranty. So if you have any of those electrical gremlins, and I had the same with my Lotus, and I love Lotus just as much as I love McLaren, at least you can go to a dealer and get that taken care of, or you'll be under warranty. And the great thing about McLaren, you can extend that warranty up to 12 years, and it's like $3,000 or $4,000 a year, depending on the model. So definitely worth doing that for sure. So the timing for my McLaren, I put 5,000 miles, and that was great that I was able to do that. I sold it before the pandemic, so luckily appreciation was really nil because I bought it used, and I bought it in the winter and sold it, in the good weather. So that made a big difference. It was probably, if I kept it another year, I'd have to do tires, I'd have to do a service, so then it would get expensive, and then the value would drop once that warranty expired. So I thought it was the perfect storm to sell it now. I can get, 95% of my money back and, put that money into another car. So the good news is we'll have 2 new cars coming. One, it's not a McLaren replacement, but it'll be my weekend sports car. And I want a car that I could drive all the time without worrying about mileage on the 1M or the NSX. Go for some rides for my friend, and I don't care if I get a rock chip. And then a new daily driver. So be sure to keep watching the channel, like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, because in the next couple weeks you're going to find out, see videos on the new cars. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.